What if life was like a bed of flowers? These flowers all unique, blossoming colors that only fairies dream about, or they're made and then flown to a distant galaxy where angels conduct choirs or where lions protect the purity of lambs. What if my life was like a bed of flowers? Some of these intermingled flowers would look dead, like the side of an old picnic table where too many lovers etched their sins. Tinted motives written on the petals were titles of sin and names of qualities that seemed to haunt me like a black snowfall. Some of these flowers appear to be stuck or extremely hard to remove. These flowers rooted in concrete of my joints. This is not easy. I'm not going to enjoy this, but I need the sanctification process. Apart from Christ, there is none who do good, not even one. This pruning never happens just once. It's a continual ripping. It's a continual pulling. It's even a gentle lifting. It's a continual purifying. It's a continual purifying. It's God continuing to reign, Christ showering in my heart. And in my heart, there's deceitfulness that needs to be cleaned out. I have veins of pride, lust, and self-righteousness, and they creep like a shadow that follows a young girl late at night. I hate when I sin. So teach me to hate sin like you hate sin. Many have said that I'm like an inside-out Oreo. I'm white on the out, but black on the in. It's never easy when God reveals sin. I'm forced to extinguish my pride. I'm naked and exposed, flaws and all, and I don't have enough limbs to cover all my private sins. Inside this temple, Christ lives, actively doing the chores that the Father asked of him, like intercede for them, live the life that they couldn't. And God views us as heirs to the throne, and our hope for that cushion is covered in his blood. Christ resides inside. The Father wants his children to follow the example that the firstborn son left behind. The firstborn son, the son before any other son. God wants to see more of his son acting out in my skin and in my veins and in my bones and in my eyes, acting more in my mind. He prunes this garden, searching like an eagle for gold. He finds the sin and digs into the soil of my soul, uplifts this lifeless beauty. Even though I can fight this process, the roots seem to go so deep, and they're so tight to trellises that he's dusting down, as if he's cleaning the temple, getting rid of anything made up of makeup that could be covering my sin's face. I don't always understand the final product, but I should welcome the pain, asking to smooth me out, sandpaper the rough edges of my mind, break any blood cells in my heart that are made of glass so that I bleed purity and I bleed righteousness. Flush the dirt and the pollution out of my system. Detox my whole body with the miracle grow in your breath. Breathe life into me so that the horns and the trumpets and the flutes of my life danced to the sound of your words. Grace. When Jesus Christ proposed, he had a bouquet of flowers, a shovel, and a handful of seeds, promising you'd love me through the thick and thin. And saying with mercy and forgiveness in each one of his eyes, he told me, I'm gonna love you forever, Nate. You also said I could call you a tattoo of nails, because I'm not gonna leave you when you're old and wrinkly. And there will be times when I speak love into your ears with such sharpness that nails land on an art wall of sin that I'm completely oblivious to. You also told me with unique understanding in your tear-filled eyes that I was gonna cheat on you from time to time. Right after you pulled me in, you whispered, but never forget, I still love you. And I will always forgive you. Because it's in the grace in my cologne and the peace in my hello. Nate, I promise you that I will satisfy your every need. After Christ got off his knee, he gave me the flowers, and after spreading the seeds of life and joy in my body's garden, he immediately took the shovel and started removing dead flowers, making room for his work to spread like the wings of a swan, resembling his arms when he died. More Christ, less me. More beauty, less dirty. This picture would look like a painting of a Romanesque garden, fluffy and consistent like a pillow made out of clouds. Perfection. So many ravishing colors that it makes the northern lights jealous. Those roses kissed by tulips, watching over the sunflowers. that were recently watered by the gardener. Now, he's standing over his work, satisfied, smiling as if he created life out of a bed of flowers.